right, morning guys. Hopefully you guys are doing fine. Maybe morning, afternoon to some of you guys. So I want us to look at what I'm expecting this Thursday, okay, 17th April. And from my chart, you can see I've already done some markups. This is gold currently. And what am I seeing as of gold? Gold from the daily time frame doesn't really have anything much. Yesterday we did expand bullish, going higher, really higher, whereby we got a 1 to 2 trade. Over here from the 4-hour time frame, what you're seeing is a price has formed at the all-time highs. So what I need to mark up are these all-time highs right there. All-time high, top right. Are we good? So we have the all-time high that has been created over there, and we have this fair value gap that the market traded into. We rejected nicely, but this fair value gap didn't do its job because it was to form fair value gaps towards this high, to take these highs and see some displacement with fair value gaps going higher. But what we are seeing, that hasn't actually happened. We saw this after the rejection, then we saw a drop going lower. Currently we didn't really close. I have this fair value area over there. Let me pull it back. So we have a fair value area that the market dropped deeper into this fair value gap and also this other fair value gap. We have a fair value gap here, a 4-hour fair value gap that was traded into with this candle. Then later on, what we've seen is this candle rejected higher. Then again, this candle opened, pulled back, dropped lower. We have solved the previous 4-hour candle. That also into this fair value area that is clear from the 1-hour time frame. And what you're seeing currently is a rejection. So we have a 2-candle rejection of this 4-hour fair value gap. And since we're in a bullish trend, we don't want yet to involve ourselves in shorts just because we have seen price has been tanking lower. We need to understand that we have a bullish fair value gap at this moment. We are also rejecting of this sweep of this candle's low. What we want to see is how price reacts to this low, and that's why I have it as a critical low. So since we have already swept that, if we see candle closing below that, then to me, I will no longer be looking for buys, but I will shift my bias to bearish. First target will be these low, then later on we can target this low, then later on maybe this 4-hour fair value gap that is paired with the 1-hour fair value area low liquidity. So that's what I'm expecting. So if I'm bearish, I need to observe prices below this critical low, but if I'm bullish, then I'll need to drop further to identify this critical high, which I predetermined from the 1-hour time frame. If indeed we are bullish, then between these area, between the critical low and the critical high, I don't want to involve myself within that price action. So if indeed we want to be bullish, what I want to see is price displacing above these candle, the rejection blocks, or above these order blocks. So if indeed we are bullish, I want to see how price reacts to these order block higher, and if we close with displacement above these rejection blocks, because they had already been swept. So for the if the market is indeed bearish, we don't want to see price deliver above that level. So if we will be ranging within these two areas, then I don't want to get involved. But if we see next candle maybe closing below these critical lows, because the fair value area has already been traded, but what we are seeing is that we have nice rejections. So I think we are in a 50-50 price action, so not favoring anything. But for me to be bullish, I want to see a reaction at that moment. Or also maybe if we if I have this 1-hour fair value gap labeled, we have I need to delete that. We have this 1-hour FEG over here. Also, if I can try to refine these my critical area even lower, I will monitor what will be happening around this fair value gap, because sometimes I might have this critical high, but other critical highs form within this range. So if price doesn't really react off this fair value gaps going lower, and we start seeing higher highs being swept or higher highs being formed, as well as rejections that are being also rejections maybe lower of this 1-hour fair value gap, that is again later on disrespected, then I will change my critical high maybe towards the low, then expect that continuation going higher. For DXY, also maybe EU and GU, I had also done my analysis, what I'm expecting. So this is the daily time frame. From the daily time frame, as we talked last week, wanted to see prices deliver to this level, but that didn't happen. We formed a fair value gap, of which we tapped into that fair value gap as of Tuesday. Yesterday we tanked lower, and we did close below this candle's low, and therefore currently what we're seeing is a daily immediate rebalance has been confirmed, whereby we can see currently we are overlapping between this candle high and also this candle's low. We have an overlap, therefore an immediate rebalance already created. And also, since we have that previous week's low as well as this 3-month fair value gap below, I need to go lower towards this area and observe the price action within that range, so that we might see what price is likely to do. So of the 4-hour time frame, what I'm seeing is we had this 4-hour fair value gap, though it's deep into the fair value area. What I'm saying, price tapped into that fair value gap, then we've been rejecting, though we are forming bullish fair value gaps, and that's why for EU and GO I don't really want to rush, because we are having we are in between two premium and discount areas, this premium fair value gap as well as this discount fair value gap. So if indeed I'm bearish, I want to see price deliver towards the critical low, and if I'm bullish, this 4-hour fair value gap to me is also the critical high. If we see price displacing above that level, then definitely, since we're going to be disrespecting this fair value area, I want to see the high of this 4-hour fair value area being taken, whereby I will be targeting this high above the fair value area low liquidities that had already been swept, right? So if we are bearish, I want to see a critical low being taken, but if we are bullish, I want to see also this fair value gap, the 4-hour fair value gap that has already been traded into, and if we have displacement above those levels going higher, then to me I'm likely to be shorting EU or GU, but for now we are in between those two levels. So now there's nothing we can do, just patience and wait until that happens. So I think like this, a bullish, I'm expecting I think like this towards this high, but also if price displaces below at critical low, then I can expect I think like this towards these previous weeks low level there, and also even deeper towards that 3-month fair value gap. But also need to remember that we are in the third phase of the weekly candle, so we might consolidate. That's why I want, if indeed we are bearish, I don't want to target at this fair value gap, because we might sweep the previous week's low and then we reject higher. A good example was this week. We swept the previous week's high, consolidated to form that fair value gap. So the same might happen. So next week and the other weeks, that's when we might expect that drop. So we need to be keen with how price is printing out. So that's what I'm expecting, and I will be reacting either on EU or on GEO based on DXY. So all the same, the opposite is true for EU and GEO, right? The opposite is true. But yeah, let's see the critical levels that I've already labeled for EU. Even indeed we're bullish, since we are reacting of a daily fair value gap also for GEO. This GEO, we have reacting of this daily fair value area high. We have that daily fair value gap. Market had us into it, and if we close above this high that had already been swept, then this is the critical high for me. If we close above it, then I can expect to see the previous day's high and also this target being being the target. But until price delivers to those specific levels, to the critical high, and also if we rally lower and close below this daily low, then to me that will be a critical low. If we displace below that, then we can expect maybe a continuation going lower. But for me, if I'm bullish, then from this is the level I will want to go in for buys if we are bullish, but that isn't really confirmed as of now. And same to EU. If indeed we are bullish, you can see if we go to the daily time frame, notice that yesterday we swept at this prior day high. We have confirmed an immediate rebalance. We have that BTH. We have an area of low resistance at this moment, but not clear from the daily. If we go further the 4-hour time frame, we are noticing that we have SMTs, and because GEO tapped into this fair value gap, GEO we rallied to discount raise, but EU hasn't really shown that. But we are also within this area bullish structure. So if I'm bullish, then I'll need to see price close above this critical high, then continue higher. This was for last week. Price didn't deliver that. So for this scenario, need to wait for price to deliver towards this critical high for me to go higher. And GU gold, I mean, same to gold. I think I need to be watching how price reacts to that critical low, and maybe specifically this current candle's low, specifically this candle low. If price closes below that with displacement, then I will try to go in for bearish price shots, because we have minute fair value gaps that are being respected. We are creating bearish fair value gaps. We're creating a structure shift. So by then, if a candle closes below this level, we will be confirming a bearish structure shift, and that will enable me look for short positions when during the New York time, because now I'm just chilling, waiting. So that is it. See you later. Hopefully we can benefit as of today. So this was yesterday's trade, whereby I told you guys I had critical levels, critical highs, which was this candle's high, whereby if we saw a candle this high, I remember was this high. If I was to see a candle closing above that level, I was to look for a buy opportunity. And this 1 hour low, I guess, was will drop lower and see what happened. So at that moment in time, we were seeing consolidation, lots of wicks, and we had this order block. To me, it's an order block because I don't close candle inside a bullish market. So if I was to see a candle closing above it, then this candle firstly confirmed to me that indeed we are bullish. But because we have the all-time highs in close proximity and we might continue higher, I needed to see a candle displacing towards above this high. So this candle displaced immediately, swept the all-time highs, then rejected. So I didn't really rush into the trade, and that's why I did introduce this critical high or low, because it helped me not to take a premature trade. Needed to wait until price breaks through that level. So we broke at first, then later on we reject and close below. Then the next candle opened, swept the low, and then we pushed higher. As we closed above, that's when I later dropped onto the lower time frames and tried to look for opportunities. So this was my critical low. If price was to break through that low, then I was to be bearish towards that 4-hour fair value gap. But what happened? We swept that, we reversed back, was watching. So this price action around this moment with this candle, swept the all-time highs, retraced, didn't close above that. Next candle rallied lower. We had fair value gaps that are on the lower time frames were around this area. Tap into that fair value gap, which I'm going to be showing you. Then later on with this candle sweeping the low, then pushed higher, closing above that level with a bullish engulfing candle. That led me to now start looking for an opportunity, and yeah, we got that one. Though I did manage it earlier on as my video that I've done via my TikTok. So this was the 15 minutes of a value gap that price pushed onto it. Then whenever we were displacing with this candle displacing above, I had that opportunity, and you can see how nicely that was. So that is it for this video. Looking forward, I don't want to even to drop to the 15 minutes and start maybe analyzing what I'm expecting. The 1 hour is enough. Wait until the 1 hour levels have been traded into, then to get involved. So with this, I just have an alert slightly below the critical low. If the market just displaces, then I'm gonna be alerted. So that is it, guys. Be safe today, and yeah, let's see what the market has for us. Bye.